What's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy Sabby. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode. Welcome to my channel, Self Mastery. Today's episode is semen retention will improve your sex life. It will definitely change, revolutionize how you perform in bed. It will never be the same again, guys. I promise you, this is the secret you guys have been looking for. This is the secret that you guys have literally been searching for. I know it. I know it for a fact because I am a living proof of all of this. And I'll get into that a little bit later, but stay tuned, guys. There's a lot of good information, a lot of useful tips you need to know. I'll discuss some problems and semen retention being the solution for them all. The title gives it away, guys. The title gives it away. But stay tuned and let's get started. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in. First thing I want to say is erectile dysfunction. I know every man goes through this at some point, if not multiple times, in his life. Doesn't matter age, doesn't matter, how experienced you are, especially, the older you get, the more common this problem becomes. And then you have to resort to, Viagra, Cialis, certain kinds of medication. And even young people now, I see people getting on things like honey, Blue Chew, all these pills, and yeah, they can work in the moment, but there's a lot of side effects to these things, man. And if you're not conscious about what you're putting in your body, it can be more harmful to you than beneficial. So semen retention is such a natural method, such a natural practice that will literally bring back your manhood. It will naturally, elevate your testosterone levels. And that's proven. You can do the research yourself, Google it, guys. But it's a proven method to make sure that you are a beast, an animal in bed, guys, because right now, I know how it feels. We've all been there, right? You have, this beautiful woman, this hot girl. You pulled her, right? You got her number. You went on a date. Now she's over at your place and you can't get it up. And that's embarrassing. That's super embarrassing, guys. I know you've been there. It's embarrassing. It's shameful. You feel like, you just don't feel like a man. You feel like, damn, like what's going on with me, right? Like this girl is so hot, and I can't get it up. Well, the reason you can't get it up is because you've been watching too much porn and you've been masturbating a lot. You've been touching yourself unnecessarily. And that's really what's happening because you're depleting your life force energy, all that semen, all that seminal fluid. It's full of vital nutrients. It's full of vital proteins, everything, right? And you're literally watching it, watching these films, these videos, whatever you got going on, and you're mindlessly just, spilling your seed for no inherent reason at all. And then when it comes time to actually perform, to actually be with a real girl or a real woman, you can't do anything. And that's like, I know it's one of the worst feelings in the world that a man can possibly experience. And so the solution is you abstain from all of that. A lot of men out here, man, they're addicted to porn. They're addicted to pornography and they can't get away from it. The reason is because society, culture has sort of normalized this behavior. I've talked about this in other videos, but society really has normalized this behavior. And so you think it's okay to watch all of this. You think that, oh, everybody else is doing it. Oh, everybody else is touching or playing with themselves. So, what's the harm? It feels good. It's a stress reliever, all of this, all that. Man, I've heard all the stories, but let me tell you, if you can abstain, if you can literally not touch yourself, if you can not watch these videos, your life will forever change. Because this is the thing, when you watch pornography, you're being overstimulated. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. You have like 20, 30 tabs open, all with like different videos, different categories, different, women doing different things. And it's like so much stimulation at one time to your brain. And because of that, you're super excited and you're conditioning, you're training yourself into that much stimulation to get an arousal. And guess what happens, right? When you're with just one woman, right? Just one woman, it's not the same kind of stimulation because you're so used to this excess that you've been doing for 10, 20 years, because I know people start watching pornography at an early age. They're introduced by their peers at school or whoever. Everyone else is doing it, so why not? I've been there. I've been down that road, guys. And so you can't. So going back to my main thing, right? You can't get this arousal because you're so stimulated when you're with a real woman, and then it's just you messed it all up, bro. You effed it all up, bro. You effed up your chance. You had this chance to go to town, with this beautiful girl, but you couldn't. And I know it sucks, man. It sucks. But now you realize that, hey, this is all a problem that I have. It's an addiction that I have, and I gotta fix it. And the way you fix it is you abstain. You abstain from watching all of that. And the journey is hard. For sure, the journey is hard. They say 90 days to reset your mind. But even then, you're still likely to relapse. You're still likely to continue watching that, stuff on the screen, stuff on your phone or computer. It's gonna happen, guys. You're gonna relapse many, many times on this journey. It's just gonna happen, But you have to be committed. You have to know that, hey, man, like, for me, real sex is what it's all about, not this virtual reality. You guys are literally living in this virtual reality and getting off on that. Why? Why are you getting off on that? So going back to my main thing, if you practice semen retention, not only will you get stronger, stiffer boners, you'll get morning wood again. You'll get random boners throughout the day, more urges to actually want to talk to women. And let me bring in something else, right? When you're constantly releasing, constantly ejaculating, the entire reason to ejaculate is to create offspring, to reproduce yourself, right? And this is inherent in our psychosomatic intelligence, and it's inherent for us to reproduce. It's a part of our, biology. It's a part of our chemical makeup that we, as men, we have to, spread our seed, to reproduce. Think about all the, plants and vegetation out there that, all this pollen. Pollen is pretty much plant sperm, and, it happens every single season, spring season, because plants need to reproduce. The world needs to, continue evolution of species, and same thing with you. But as you continue to ejaculate mindlessly without a purpose, not into a woman, right? Your brain, your subconscious, right, thinks that, oh, I'm good right now. I'm good. I'm reproducing. I'm reproducing. And so guess what happens, right? There's no drive in you to go and actually seek out a real woman. There's no drive in you to improve yourself because you're constantly ejaculating, and then your subconscious thinks that, oh, I'm reproducing, when you're not. You're literally shooting blanks. You're not shooting into anything. You're not reproducing anything. And so there's you're losing a lot of vitamins, you're losing a lot of minerals, you're losing your life force energy, your chi, as the Taoists call it, your life force prana. You're losing all of that. And so you're becoming a weaker man. You're becoming less attractive, more, lethargy, fatigue. You're not going to be inspired to do anything. You're not going to, do anything big in life. You think Steve Jobs, who created the iPhone, or Bill Gates out here, even though I have my, problems with that dude now, but back in the day when he was making all these computers and all this stuff, you think back then he was busting 4 or 5 times a day and then making computers? Nah, guys, it wasn't like that, right? He was retaining the people like this, Nikola Tesla, Leonardo da Vinci, all these people, Isaac Newton. These people were retaining. That's why they were able to achieve such big things in life, because they had the life force energy to do so. But anyways, I digress, so if you're constantly ejaculating without a purpose, or, without the purpose of creating offspring or kids, then you're less likely going to be able to go out and actually talk to a real woman. You're going to be less likely to, actually find a mate, because you have this virtual reality to give you all the pleasure you want, which is deep down not even what you want. You want to be with a real woman. I know you. I know if you're watching this video, you want to actually have sex with a woman. And so the way to do that, guys, abstain. Practice semen retention. I promise you, your erectile dysfunction will be cured. Another thing I want to talk about is premature ejaculation, because I know people out there, if they're not have an ED, they definitely have premature ejaculation. They're coming in less than 5 minutes, if not 2 minutes, 3 minutes. You want to be in bed with a hot girl, guys. I'm bringing back the example, right? You want to be in bed with this girl, super hot, right? 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, whatever. She's hella strapped, right? She got it going on. And you bust in 2 minutes, bro. You bust in 30 seconds. Is that what you want? Is that what you want, guys? This opportunity of a lifetime, or whatever. Maybe it's your wife, maybe it's your girlfriend, and she requires that pleasure, she requires that attention, she requires that energy, that sex game from you, but you have no game because you bust in 30 seconds. That's what I'm saying, guys, because going back to my main example in the beginning, you're overstimulated with all these videos on your screen, your tablet, your phone, computer, whatever. And not only are you overstimulated, but now you're quick to arousal, but you're also quick to ejaculate because of the overstimulation. So you're busting quick with these videos, a lot of them. I know you're watching a bunch of them at one time. And that's the problem, guys, because if I go back to my main example, right? If you're watching all these videos, you're watching so many, flicks on the screen, tablet, phone, and this overstimulation is happening, guess what? You're more quick to arousal, but you're also quick to ejaculation because of the overstimulation. And so same thing happens when you're with a woman. You're too excited. You're not breathing deeply from your belly. You're shallow breathing from your chest. Your sympathetic nervous system is activated. So because of that, you're in this kind of anxious, overexcited mode, and bam, premature ejaculation happens because you have no practice. You have no game in terms of your sex game. And so I'm going to share some really good benefits now, guys, that happen once you start retaining for long periods of time, especially 40, 50, 60, 90 days plus. And some of the things I'm going to say is, like I mentioned earlier, you last longer. You last longer. Now, a lot of people will say that, hey, I've been practicing semen retention, but, as soon as I hook up, or as soon as I, start penetrating, I feel like I'm ready to release. I'm so sensitive. That's one thing that semen retention does to you, is that it makes you sensitive again. You see, pornography will desensitize your sexual reproductive organ. It will literally desensitize it. That's why people have ED, because they've desensitized their organ to so much, masturbation, so much, all of that. Their mind is desensitized to all this imagery, these pictures, these videos. And so semen retention sort of resets everything. Your neural pathways, your neurochemistry, the patterns that your subconscious has adopted, it resets all of that. And so, yeah, when you go back to penetrating, guys, it's going to be like, your first time, maybe, like it feels like, like you're just having sex for the first time again because you're so sensitive. But there's something that you guys need to learn. If you can get to that edge of orgasm, right? You're almost there, about to orgasm, stop yourself. Stop yourself, and then notice, as soon as your feeling goes down a little, start again. And you'll go longer this time, guys. You'll go longer. So not only will semen retention sensitize you, meaning you can get stiffer, harder erections, but also if you can get to the edge and stop without busting all the way, right? Start again, and you'll realize you can go for a longer time. And repeat, rinse and repeat, guys. Rinse and repeat, right? So keep doing that, and you'll notice your sex sessions will literally become like an hour long, 2 hours long, 3 hours long, if you want to make it that long, guys, because sex literally ends when the man ejaculates. I know you guys know this, because as soon as ejaculation happens for the man, he's done for the night. Most people, they said the average sex session is roughly from 5 to 7 minutes, guys. Like 5 to 7 minutes, really. So you're telling me you talked to this girl, you took her out, multiple dates for 5 to 7 minutes of pleasure. Not even full pleasure, because you didn't even enjoy it all. Guys, that's not how it works out here. What you do is you retain, you abstain, and then you practice all of this. So if you have a girlfriend right now, retain, abstain, and then practice your game, right? So I will say, definitely focus on the act. Semen retention teaches you it's about the act of, love making, so to speak, right? Or the act of sex. That's the enjoyable part. You learn to love every single stroke going in and out. And it's not so much about the climax. It's not so much about, the ejaculation or, reaching that point of nirvana, so to speak. It's not about that. It's about, enjoying each stroke. It's like, the waves of the ocean, they come forward and they go recede back. They come forward, they go back. And that's really what it's all about, right? It's the act of sex is like, building up to this tension, but then letting it gently, ease back down. And so that's really how love making is all about. That's like the tantric way of having sex, is to go in this wave like formation or wave like, kind of, vibe, and that's really what it's all about. And if you can get the whole idea of climax out of your head, if you can get the whole idea of, like, I need to reach this, ejaculation, then I promise you sex is going to become so much more holistic, so much more unified with your partner. And not even that, your partner's going to love it. Your partner's going to love it so much. And guys, let me tell you one more thing. If your girl doesn't have an orgasm, but you do before she does, did you even do anything, bro? Like, there's a saying, I don't want to say it because, it might be too inappropriate maybe for YouTube, for those kind of guidelines. I don't want to say it, but guys, like, you're not pleasing her fully if, you're busting before she does, or, if you're ending it so quick. And so I will say definitely practice semen retention, practice learning your body, because this is all what it's all about. When you learn your body, when you learn how you move, when you learn, hey, this many strokes, then I gotta stop. This many strokes, then I gotta ease it back down, and then continue again, different positions, different kinds. Explore your partner's body, explore, every single aspect of them. Enjoy the entire process rather than like, oh, I need to bust a nut and leave, or I need to bust a nut and call her an Uber. It's not fulfilling, guys. It's not the same concept, and that's one thing that I will highly recommend, guys, that semen retention will literally turn you into a sex god. Because a lot of these guys out here, man, they're busting quick, they can't get hard. That's really what it is. And you, on the other hand, you've been retaining, you've been abstaining, and you come in contact with a woman and she realizes, wow, like 1 hour sex, 2 hour sex, right? Maintains a erection the whole time, right? And even if, you don't, for example, maybe you switch your position and, you lose it, you can get it back up quick, guys, quick. Another thing I want to say is semen retention teaches you, not even teaches you, but exposes you or reveals to you the multi-orgasmic man, which is pretty much that as a man, you can have multiple orgasms, but they're internal orgasms. They're not, external in the sense that you're ejaculating your semen. It's actually, you get to that point of literally ejaculating, but rather than releasing, you hold it back in. Sort of like, when you have to go pee really bad, but you hold it in. So you get to that point of excitement, but you hold it in right at that time. You will literally feel all of that semen that was about to bust out go back in your body, and then literally you can feel the chills and waves all in your body. And it's like you're literally having this full body internal orgasm, and literally within maybe 4 or 5 minutes, you can get back up again, hard, stiff again, and continue the action, guys. And that's really the beauty of being the multi-orgasmic man. Many women they don't know about this, because the men that they experience this with, they don't know anything about this either, because it's just traditional, conventional. We've been taught the wrong things, guys. We've been taught the wrong things. We think that sex is all about hurrying to the finish line. Sex is all about getting the orgasm. It's all about ejaculating. It's not always about that. And it's actually not about that. It's about enjoying the process, enjoying the ride, enjoying the journey. And learning your body, learning your partner's body, right? Learning how you operate, learning, what excites you, what pleases you, when to start, when to stop, when to go fast, when to slow down, and these are the things you learn on semen retention, especially when you're in a woman and your goal is definitely not to ejaculate. there's so much you learn about yourself, so much you learn about your body and how it works. And then also with deep belly breathing in certain positions, guys, I know for a fact in certain positions, you guys are ready to literally bust. But like if you can breathe deeply, right? Through your mouth, right? Deep belly breathing while you're in your partner, I promise you can last so much longer in those kinds of positions. And that's really what it's all about, right? Longer sex is more exciting to everybody. Everybody, but who doesn't want longer sex, right? So that's really what it's all about. One last thing I want to say or share, maybe if you're with your partner, if you have a wife or, girlfriend, obviously if you're like doing like a one night stand type stuff, guys, you may not be able to share this information with that particular person. But if your woman can also abstain in the sense that she doesn't reach her orgasm or she doesn't play with toys or watch pornography, literally she will become sensitive to every single touch once again, right? Because a lot of these women out here, guys, they got the shower heads, they got the dildos, they got the toys, they got all of this, right? The vibrator 3000, right? Going on speeds up to like level 10. And it's like something that you can't even reproduce or recreate with your fingers or your tongue. And then guess what happens, right? Like she needs that to climax, and your stick isn't doing that for her anymore because, she needs that vibrator 3000, If you can literally share with your partner, with your wife, with your girl that, hey, get off of that, get off of the toys, get off of the videos, the pornography, and stop touching yourself and start abstaining. And then also if you teach her to not get an orgasm during sex, rather than fully releasing that energy when she orgasms, she can also have an internal orgasm. And it's the same thing as the male internal orgasm, where it's literally the sexual energy is not released, but it's, then circulated and circumvented through her whole body. And then she feels like that full body chill. And one thing I want to say is that, if your woman can continue doing this, she'll become so sensitive to your touch. Literally, you can just touch her here or there, or you can just penetrate for like a couple of minutes and she's ready to bust, and that's honestly what it's all about, because I feel like society has desensitized so much culture. That's, all this vulgarity on the screen, stuff like that, guys. It's really detached us from discovering and learning how our bodies are and how our bodies operate. We're using all this virtual reality, all these toys, all these gimmicks, all these sex blow-up dolls and stuff like that. Like, guys, that's not how you learn your body. You learn your body through abstaining, but then also practicing and, experimenting with your partner and seeing how your body moves, seeing how your body operates. This is really what it's all about. So if you have a partner who's down for this, consider yourself blessed, guys. Consider yourself blessed. But this is the video for today. Give this video a thumbs up if you found anything useful from this. I know you did, because trust me, guys, I've been through all of this and I can tell you that my sex game has definitely improved a lot. It's just a lot. Like, it's not the same anymore, guys. I've hella changed my life. And I know you will too. So guys, get on semen retention right now. Stop waiting. You don't need these pills for ED. You don't need, whatever you got going on, your rings down there that you guys wear for premature ejaculation. You don't need any of that, guys. You just need to abstain, and you need to be serious and adamant and disciplined about it. That's it. But this is the video for today. Thank you once again for tuning in. Please subscribe to my channel. I have a lot more content coming your way. Also share this video with anyone, maybe your partner, whoever. But until next time, guys, I will see you. Take care. Have a blessed one. Peace.